Kayla with For the Love of Kayla, and I am here and I am back with another video. I am here with another review of Love Island. It'll be episode 27, and then I'm doing another one right after this of episode 28. So make sure you click, watch, comment, and subscribe. So we opened up episode 27. So the way that I'm going to be reviewing these next few episodes is basically things that stood out to me that make me want to come here and chat, chop it up with you, have a little convo, okay? So we do see that we are debriefing from that crazy stand on business challenge. That challenge rocked the entire villa. We get back, and I'm looking at my notes. We see here that, we're basically debriefing the fact that Alandria did essentially curse Taylor out. Let's just call it a thing. She did. And Taylor felt it. He felt the energy. He felt the passion that she felt in regards to their situation not working out, and her feeling like he just was not using his words and speaking up. Now, Alandria finds it in her heart to warn Clark, like, listen, girl, just open up. Like, just open your mind. Like, just open up. And I'm like, girl, you need to open up and open your mind, because, sis, where was your discernment? You trying to tell Clark to have discernment. I'm sorry. Yours went completely out the window. So, Alandria, I'm going to need you to take in your own advice and have some discernment for yourself, because, honestly, Clark is a cool chick. I think she's a cool girl. Like, I feel like she's pretty unproblematic. She can't help that, her situation is feeling a little better than yours, so don't get mad at her. Vitamin water. We're going to manifest a sponsorship. Now, as you can see, Huda is with the clique, and she's sitting there all tight-faced, pouting in the corner. It's just like the children that, like, you see in elementary school, where, like, they're not going to say what their issue is. They're just going to show it that I'm mad, I'm angry. So they're just going to pout and sit in the corner. So for me, personally, I'm like, you can stay your ass exactly in that corner. And people like that, I just ignore, because I'm not going to give you what you want. And what you wanted was exactly what Amaya did, which was, Huda, you're quiet, babe. You're in the corner. Like, what's going on? Because, like, I just really don't want to talk to anybody right now. So if you really don't want to talk to anybody right now, why are you sitting next to us? Like, why are you here? Like, why are you next to us pounding, bringing on that negative energy, negative frequency? Like, why don't you just go somewhere else? Like, did you have to sit with the group? Like, go sit in your little unbothered corner and do that. Like, you sit next to us pouting. I don't understand. What do you want? You know what I mean? It's just like, girl, go somewhere. And I've gathered with the Shelly, Ace, and Chris triangle that didn't need to be a triangle. Okay, what I take from Shelly and Ace is that I feel like Shelly is coming off like a taker. She seems just take. Excuse me. In the morning, after I'm jumping a little bit, you see Ace make her breakfast, but he was kind of moping around it, kind of like just going through the motions. And for me, I kind of just feel like, just don't do it. Like, just don't make her breakfast. Just try it. What would that do? It could be so exhausting, just in any dynamic, in any relationship. It can even be friendships where you feel like you're just a giver, and the other friend is just a take without acknowledging or showing appreciation or reciprocating that energy. And I noticed that Shelly has not been doing that. Like, from what I can gather, I'm like, and I'm trying to process in my head, like, she ain't never offered to cook him nothing. She ain't never offered to, treat him nice. Like, it just seems like the guy has to just keep giving. And I don't see where Ace has benefited from her energy. I don't see where Ace has benefited from her support or love in this dynamic. I haven't. She mentioning how, Ace aired out their dirty laundry. No, he didn't. He said the thing that you weren't trying to accept, okay? Everybody know you're indecisive. Everybody knows that you have been stringing him along a little bit and not really figuring out what you want to do. That's not no dirty laundry, babe. And everybody saw the double standard because of how you, like, iced out Huda. So none of this is dirty laundry, babe. We already know what the tea is, so don't do that. The thing with Alandria, and I'm going back to Alandria, is that I feel like she's somebody that low-key self-inflicts pain onto herself. Like, I already said my input on what I felt like she should have said towards Taylor, because trying to express yourself and explain yourself, it's like, you not tired? I'm tired for you that you feel like you have to continue to explain yourself and explain why you're in this dynamic with him. It's not landing. You know what's crazy? I thought Andronina wrote that postcard of Grayson and Hannah and Pepe's situation. I thought it was Andronina. Come to find out, it was Huda. Huda, you weak for that though. And then you like whispering to Chris, I was the one that wrote the letter. That's why I'm not feeling you like that. Because girl, I'm not a bad person. Only a bad person says they're not a bad person. Think about it. If someone is a good person, they're not trying to prove they're a good person. They're just a good person. Someone who continues to try to convince people, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad person. Girl, I can't. But her writing that letter, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Because she was hurt. Pepe didn't want her, but we already know Pepe got a type, and I'm going to get to it. I think it is cool that Alandria decided to apologize to Huda. Is what it is. Just know your audience, right? If you see that somebody kind of can't keep their mouth shut, which I've had that experience before, now I got to look at myself. Like, so what am I doing to where this person even has information to share? So moving forward, I clock guilty, and I know, like, you're just not somebody that I can confide in like I thought I could. Because how do other people know my business and I didn't even get a chance to say it, like, or whatever the case may be. So for Alandria and Huda's sake, Huda, now you know your audience, and move accordingly. Is talking to Amaya, and he pulls Amaya for a chat, and the whole village like, oh shit, what's about to happen? So they could all see, as soon as they see Amaya go to Zach, they like, this is about to be popcorn moment. Like, that's funny. But as you can see, that conversation didn't end well, and this is when I do kind of like team up with Amaya a little bit, not the cursing him out and stuff like that, because she needs to learn how to regulate her emotions. I talked about that in past videos. However, I didn't like that Zach was trying to rewrite history. Like, bro, don't try to frame this like I'm a predator trying to force you to give me a kiss. You know, like, if you didn't want to do it, you have willpower, you have free will. You have free agency over anything. And if you weren't feeling it, then Amaya would have had to take the, L and move on. And she seems very like, if you don't want to do it, I'm okay. So don't ever try to like rewrite history and make it seem like Amaya, even if she was coming on strong, no one forced you to do anything. And that's why I feel like you low-key like trying to rewrite history, and it's not landing for me. Moving on. Okay, so we get to Pepe. If y'all watch my reel, you would see me say a couple things about Pepe, because he could go. In my book, he can go as far as this episode. He finds it in his heart to finally tell Grayson the truth. But I feel like Grayson is emotional because Pepe had every opportunity to say this before it hit everybody, right? Before it ended up landing in front of everyone, because it seems like his discovery and realizing, you not Hannah, I don't want you, happened in front of everyone during the Stand on Business challenge. So I am Team Grayson in terms of like, you need to speak up, Pepe. You need to use your voice and stop leading her on. I feel like if you so stuck on Hannah, why don't you leave? Because at this point, you're wasting AC, you're wasting good AC, water, you're wasting electricity. Like, just go. Why are you here? Now, I'm going to wrap up the voting process because I did not vote. However, I have some tea for you guys. I actually decided to watch, I'm about to say Love is Blind. I actually decided to watch Love Island at a bar. So this was at a really nice hotel rooftop, and I would never do it again for several reasons. A lot of people were lit, you feel me? And a lot of them were like taking off shoes, trying to throw it at the screen. I said, oh wow. Also, as y'all can see, as my subscribers and followers and y'all listening to me speak about this, my opinion is usually unpopular. It's usually not the one that everybody has the same, opinion as. So it's like to watch it in person and 5 out of 10. But I'm going to insert a video here so that you can see the clips. But I'm going to breeze through this voting process and just give you some intakes that stood out to me with this voting process. One, I feel like with Clark and Taylor being like the last and least for the voting sucks, but that was bound to happen. Like, do y'all not remember how like intense the Stand on Business challenge was? America was mad. They didn't like the back and forth between Olandria and Taylor, and they picked a side. It sucks. I didn't vote. I didn't get a chance to vote, nor would I have voted the way that everybody voted. So it sucks, but that's the way it came out. Like America, the way the voting was done, to me, it just feels so juvenile. Like, it just feels so like, ugh. It feels like there's no critical thinkers. It just feels like people just are so emotion based, like versus like logic. That's how I feel. I feel like y'all would vote the Casa Boys as the top ranking because y'all don't like Nick, Ace, and Taylor. And I feel like y'all don't like them because y'all got to know them through so many different trials and tribulations and choices that they have made. So it's like for y'all to put the original people towards the end and then put the new guys as like the most genuine, to me, it's just bullshit. I think it's dumb. I think it's lazy. I think y'all not really like effective critical thinkers. Like in my opinion, I think this entire process, Shelly and Ace were humbled. Ace, I gave him grace because he's like, I would have liked some constructive criticism. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't work like that. But I think it definitely hit a light bulb for Shelly to tap in. I think Shelly completely flopped their relationship, flopped her opportunity. In my opinion, I feel like Shelly flopped completely. This is what she should have did. She should have came back from the villa. She should have came back from Casa. Ran to Ace. You're the one for me. Lock it in. Then they would have been a top ranking. But your indecisiveness, babe, you being a taker and not a giver in both of your situations. Now look at you. 9th place. 8th, 9th place in every ranking. That's a damn shame. You dropped the ball. And you forgot where you was too. Like, you need to lock in. I don't know if there's enough time for her to lock in, but at some point she needs to. Towards the end, everyone had to stand behind one Islander that they could save. A lot of people stood behind Taylor. A lot of people stood behind Andronina. One of the votes that I saw kind of solidify why I think something's a little off with her is Olandria. Like, Olandria standing behind Austin made 0 sense. That's my dude. Like, what are you at? Like, your judgment needs some serious looking into. Like, you have terrible judgment. Terrible. Tragic judgment. Anyways, that is my review of Love Island episode 27. Stay tuned for 28. I'm going to put it here. Click, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.
It could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bush.